W7ATL, test 1, 2, 3, test 1, 2, 3.
amateur radio enthusiasts. We go with digital amateur television in the DVB-T format. We transmit on 70 centimeters to a crossband repeater on Cougar Mountain that spits out images at 1.2 gigahertz. To find out more about our group, Google WW7ATS. That's Google WW7ATS. That will take you to our homepage on the internet. There you'll find the exact frequencies we transmit and receive on. Also, you'll find a link to YouTube, where we stream our nets held Wednesdays and Saturdays between 8 and 9 o'clock. Also, we'd like to thank the SeaTac Repeater Association for letting us use WW7STR's repeater 147.08 with a tone of 103.5 for our voice transmissions. I'll pause now in case anybody has emergency traffic or needs to make a contact on the 08 machine before our net gets fully underway. This is Dave, KD7CYM.
K7ITX.
Again, welcome to the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. So far checked in has been Richard, James, WU7N, and myself, Dave, KD7CYM. Is anybody else wishing to check in? Again, welcome to the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. Well, let's start in Bothell with Bob, K9PQ.
Not sure if you saw Ron. Ron's also in tonight. And Ron and I are the only ones on Discord. Oops, headphones. About 10 seconds after I start, I hear myself delayed. Okay, whoops, let me get my slideshow going here. I have a new slideshow tonight. This is the Biltmore Mansion in Asheville, North Carolina. The Vanderbilt family, it was their mansion that they built, and it's now open. I think they still live there, the descendants, and but they open to the public as well for tours. And you'll see a few inside pictures because I missed the sign that said no inside pictures. And so I have a few black market inside pictures that you'll be seeing before somebody very politely told me I had to stop. Um, but this was some time ago, I think 2015, 2016 maybe, but it was beautiful weather, as you could see. This was Christmas time. This was the day after Christmas. I was visiting my sister for Christmas that year, and she's in East Tennessee at Oak Ridge. Her husband works at Oak Ridge National Laboratory, and um, so yeah, we made this trip on the day after Christmas, and it was gorgeous. And you can see, people are dressed, like we dress in the summer here. So that was kind of nice. Okay, well, I guess that's a good for starters. I'll send it back. Okay.
9PQ, thanks for that. Let's pick up Ron, KD7QKU in Tacoma.
Okay, this is Ron, KD7QKU. Can you hear me, Bob? So, I don't know. Can you guys? Yeah, Bob hears me. Okay. So, Bob hears me. Hopefully, everybody else will hear me. Yeah, those are nice pictures, Bob. So, I have a friend, my friend that lives in Boise. I don't know if that's where they went, but they went someplace like that. and spent Christmas one year. Um, but I don't know if it was the same place. It very well could have been. I'll have to ask him. Can't remember. So let's see. Man, I'm tired tonight. My brother-in-law, is a cabinet maker, and he's trying to get out of this old concrete block building that he's rented for the last 40 years, and he got rid of all these tools, saws and everything. Son-in-law took them, and then they were over here Sunday, and then they were over here Monday night. 2 nights in a row they came for dinner because they'd been over there working and they were tired. So, and he had a friend down from Alaska, so Joanne had him over for dinner. So then I said, well, I would come today, and I take my skill saw. They said there was a lot of stuff to cut up. Doug wanted to cut up so he could burn it. So he has a fireplace on his patio, a nice little stove fireplace thing. It's fun to sit out there and have a fire. So anyway, I cut with I had no idea how much he had. Geez, he just had stacks. I cut with my skill saw until I couldn't hold my skill saw anymore. I started about 1 o'clock and I cut until 4 o'clock. And I'm telling you, my right hand was just give out completely. My skill saw is pretty heavy, and it was just, I had to go. Thank goodness I brought 2 lawn chairs, and I went and got a lawn chair and sat down. I just had to quit. So maybe I'll go back Friday and cut some more, but that's what I did today. So that's my story. KD7QKU, back to Dave.
Connected, K7ITX.
K7QKU, thanks with that. Let's see if we can find Richard, K7ITX.
Well, I think you can find Richard on 2-meter radio. I'm audio only tonight. It's a nice story, Ron, about your brother-in-law. I know he's been trying to get rid of the shop for quite a while. And, so it looks like coming right along. And thanks for helping him. Yeah, no, I can imagine. I think my skill saw is probably the heaviest in the world. It dates back to the 60s. So, things weren't very compact back then. Anyway, good to hear you guys so far. I didn't hear Bob, so I'm not sure what was going on there. I didn't hear him on 2-meter, and I didn't hear him on the website. So anyway, that's how it goes. Richard, K7ITX, back in that control.
K7ITX, thanks with that. And I see Lee, N7KC in Port Angeles, has joined us. What say you, Lee?
Okay, there we go. Well, good evening, all. Lee here in 7KC, Lee in Port Angeles. Dave, the audio on the digital stream is terrific for Bob and Ron, but both you and Richard very, very low. So I heard you call me. I was able to make that out. Anyway, I spent the afternoon at the eye doctor, and so I am um, dilated to about an f.4 here, and it's not a lot. It's not great. I don't know. Hey, Bob, are you getting good audio on me? Go ahead. Hey, Bob, give me a thumbs up. Okay. Okay, Ron and Bob, good audio on me. Well, you guys sound really good on the stream. Anyway, we're our local club is prepping for field day, and setup is Friday over at the fairgrounds here, which is only what 6 blocks from me, something like that. And so we hope we have good weather. Um, it's not so terrific right at the moment, and tomorrow I think it's supposed to be about like today. But according to National Weather Service at the airport, Friday looks like it'll be a pretty good day, and we hope Saturday and Sunday will be too. So I there's a little number up here under N7KC, real time uh, media protocol, I guess it is. It's counting down from 140 or 50 seconds. I assume that's how long I've got before things trip out. So I'm down to 18, 17 seconds. So Dave, back to you. This is N7KC Lee in Port Angeles, and I'm going to hang in about a half hour. Back to you, Dave. Go ahead.
K7ITX timeout.
N7KC, thanks for that. Well, let's pick up Wade, W7ITL in Tacoma.
Right, well, there I come. It looks like I'm coming in over 2 meter and over the internet. So, yeah, it's been an interesting day. Nice story there, Ron, and nice to see you, hear you, Richard, and yeah, Lee. It's nice to see you and hear you. Wonderful weather here in Tacoma. Field day. I am definitely going to be doing that on Friday and Saturday, and I don't know, maybe even Sunday morning. We'll see. I'll be doing that with the Radio Club of Tacoma, and we'll be doing some experiments, maybe some DATV, definitely probably some Mesh-tastic and Mesh Core. I'll be doing those probably on drones to see what kind of reception we can get with a little elevation. Besides that, we got all the stuff done with the refi. It's almost closed. It'll be closing on the 30th, so that's nice to have that coming up soon. Get that behind us so we can move on with projects and just have a better life. All right. Well, I will let it. Let's turn this back to Net Control, Dave. Thanks for letting me check in. I'll probably hang out here for probably the whole net, maybe 30 minutes. We'll see. All right. Thank you. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit.
W7ITL, thanks with that. Well, let's see if Jim is with us tonight. N7QO in Covington.
N7QO. Thank you, Dave. Good evening, everyone. Well, tonight's not a real good day for me and the ATV repeater. Let's see, Bob. Cool slideshow, what I saw, but I didn't catch where it was. I am seeing and receiving the television repeater intermittently. It's probably about half and half now. So I can't quite make out what people are saying. Bob, I did not hear any audio from you on 2 meters. Ron, I hear you very well on 2 meters. I heard you talking about a skill saw. Yeah, and then someone else said something about a skill saw too. I've got one. Mine has a metal case, and it's pretty darn heavy. What I've done, I bought a device manufactured by a company called Hirsch. It's a saw table which folds up, and I can bolt this circular saw beneath this table, and shazam, it turns into a table saw. And so that's generally the way I keep it set up. And anyway, I feel for you. We're sawing there, Ron. Dick, good to hear you. And I heard you on 2 meters as well. Lee, I saw and heard you very intermittently on the ATV repeater, but not at all on 2 meters. And Wade, I heard you well on 2 meters, but once again, only about half on a ATV repeater. So I think I'm probably not going to stick around tonight. But nice to know that everyone's here, and have a good evening. Back to you, Dave, and 7QO.
7QO, thanks for that. Let's move down the list. WU7N in Northeast Bellevue. James.
Thank you, Dave. WU7N Northeast Bellevue. Well, my laptop took a trip to Eastern Washington last week, and when I got in the hotel room, it wouldn't even boot up. So I don't know if it just got jostled around on the trip, or the software's got a problem, or what's going on with that. So I'm using an old Windows 7 machine, and I can see on our streaming, I can see Dave and Ron tonight and hear the audio stream out of that. But so anyway, that's what I've got tonight, that plus 2 meters. Bob, thank you very much for the pictures. And that's funny that you were inside snapping away and then someone told you to stop. At least they didn't ask you to erase them. That was kind of nice. Same thing I noticed on this old Windows 7 machine is the low latency stream on the QSL website. It works on Chrome, but it does not work on the Firefox browser. So anyone listening who wants to see what we're talking about, and go to the Google Western Washington Amateur Television Society, and then look at the QSL site to see the spectrum display, which is showing what's up there right now on our 2 input sides. Then just be aware that for some reason I couldn't get Firefox to work with that. And well, Ron, a couple weeks ago, my blister area is just healing up. I forgot when you hold a roto saw that you don't hold it with your thumb wrapped around the lower part of the handle, or you'll blister the inside of your thumb, just about where your thumb attaches to your hand. Forgot that, and by the time I realized that, I just blistered the heck out of my thumb. And it's just healing up now. So I hadn't used a roto saw in quite a while. That's the saw that the blade just kind of pokes straight out of this long, sort of tubular-esque motor casing and reciprocates back and forth. And Jim, that sounds like a fascinating thing, that you have a circular saw that bolts upside down to a table and turns into a table saw. I'll have to think about that a little bit. Because I own a couple of circular saws, and I own lots of tables, so I'll have to consider that for some project I have coming up. Relative, if he's found a good home for his shop equipment, that's always a satisfying experience to have the tools just passed on rather than just going through some other channel. That's always great, especially when it goes to a relative. And you find a home for all that stuff. Well, anyway, that's all the hot news from Northeast Bellevue tonight. This is James, WU7N in Northeast Bellevue. I'm going to turn it back to our net control for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. That's Dave. Go ahead, Dave.
WU7N, thanks for that. This is Dave, KD7CYM, and get an ID here again. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. Well, here in Lake City, I've got 65 degrees, and it's kind of cloudy out, but the sun is kind of breaking over the horizon. So I don't know what's going to happen for later on this evening, but it's been a nice day, rain-free anyway here in Lake City. I managed to take a couple of apple boxes full of donations to Goodwill today, so that was good to get that stuff out of the basement. And had to stop by the post office, had some business to do there. And then, of course, domestic chores, which we all love to do at home. I took that in. So anyway, that was one of the major things this afternoon that I did. And receiving-wise, everything's coming through beautiful on that digital amateur television receiving on 1.2 gig. Everything is clean and clear, and the sound is audio. I'm still running blind on transmitting, but that may be fixed in the near future. So this is Dave, KD7CYM. So move it up to the top to Ron, KD7QKU.
Okay, this is Ron, KD7QKU. Well, I think I said those are nice pictures, Bob, but maybe I didn't, but they were nice. So, you know, I've been complaining about my hands, to close and open my hands, the tendons and stuff in my hands, and maybe the joints have been kind of sore. So today it really gave him a workout. So my son Mike, he told me that I need to get castor oil. I don't know if anybody's done that. And he said I need to rub it all over my hands at night. And he said it would dissolve calcium that forms in your joints and stuff, and it would help all that. And it was a good anti-inflammatory and painkiller. I just can't hardly imagine that. But I did. I bought a 16 ounce of castor oil on Amazon. It was $8, and I suppose I'm going to rub my hands up maybe tonight when I go to bed and put socks on my hands and see how they feel. I mean, it sounds like a simple solution if it would work. It would be nice. But he claims this castor oil. He has bad knees and shoulders and stuff, and he rubs this castor oil all over him, he says, and it's just been wonderful. I don't know who told him about it. Someone told him about it. It sounds like what do you call it? Witch hazel or something. But anyway, snake oil. But I don't know. Who knows? Maybe castor oil will do it. So I'll find out. I'll let you know in a couple weeks if my hands are any better. So let's see. I don't have a whole lot more. I probably won't go to field day this year. I went to field day. I just drove out there last year. They go way over by, I guess it's Stillicum Lake, Stillicum Hospital. There's a big park there. You know, we have such a big club, and there's such a nice bunch of guys that they really put up quite a deal. So I just drove over because I wanted to see it once, and I got there about noontime, and the next thing I know, I was eating lunch, and I didn't do a thing. But anyway, they had plenty of food, and he wanted me to eat, so I ate. So anyway, so with that, I guess I'll send it back. I got 65 degrees. I'm sure glad it was a cool day today, and there was a little bit of breeze, so we could open 2 doors there in Doug's shop, and it would blow some of the sawdust out. I still got my nose all plugged up. I probably should have put a mask on, but I'm not a person that likes masks, I guess. So anyway, I'll probably go back on Friday and cut more. There's a bunch more to cut. I think I could finish it up in one more afternoon. Then he's got to get it home. So if anybody wants a car, he wants to sell his car. He's got a 2001 Jiminy Christmas. Oh, I can't say what it is. I want to say Subaru, but not a Subaru. Anyway, they quit making them. It's a 4-door sedan. A lot of miles on it, but it's in nice shape. It's a stick shift, if you can believe that. I haven't seen a stick shift car in a long time. Anyway, he wants to get it out of his garage because he wants to put a few things in his garage. he kept 2 caskets. He made a bunch of caskets, so he kept 2 caskets, and he wants to put them in one side of the garage where his car is. He has a nice Chevy van, white Chevy van. I don't know if he's going to keep that or sell it, but he's going to sell these cars. Darn, I can't say what it is. So if anybody just needed a good old driver car, it would be a good one. I think it runs good. All right, back to net, KD7QKU.
KD7QKU, thanks for that. And let's see, get back to Port Angeles to Lee in 7KC. Lee, what say you in Port Angeles?
Okay, I don't have much to say in Port Angeles. This is Lee on 7KC in Port Angeles. Um, well, the floor is done here. I am finishing up the molding. Um, I've got a few complicated places for molding, but I've got probably half of it done. The floor is just lovely. It makes the place seem larger. We're still marveling about that. Um, and it looks like it's going to be real easy to take care of. And we've got all the furniture and whatnot. The feet are all fixed up now, so there's not a chance of scratching, et cetera, et cetera. And actually, this morning I machined new bearing pockets for put roller bearings in a sleeve bearing fan that we had here. I've done 8 of them now, and boy oh boy, it turns a cheap fan into a really really nice fan, even with an inexpensive shaded pull motor bearings. I get 10 of them off of uh, off of Amazon for $7. They're all Chinese made, but they're really really nice, shielded, sealed, and all that. Anyway, and make a work holder and that sort of thing to do it. Little tiny job, but got it done. So, and then, like I say, I spent the afternoon at the eye doctor. I've been having a little trouble with my right eye. Anyway, so that's about it for me, Dave, I think. And gosh almighty, I guess that counter, I may be out of time. I guess the counter went to 0. Huh, sorry about that. So back to net. This is N7KC in Port Angeles. Maybe we'll hear you folks on field day. Bye bye.
W7ITL. Repeater. Timeout. K7ITX. Connected. W7ITL. Repeater.
If you said something, you were covered up. So I'm assuming you passed it to me. Whoops, headphones again. um, yeah. Now, well, I see that it's a little hard to read. It says Biltmore Estate Mansion, Asheville, North Carolina. I added that down to the bottom for those that can't hear me. Yeah, for those listening on 2 meters, of course, they're not hearing me say this, but that's too bad. I know that's an issue we've been having, and it's getting from streaming to 2 meters is not working at the moment. Yeah, Ron, the people you mentioned may have stayed at the Biltmore. They do have places to stay there, not in the mansion, but right nearby, for people that want to stay longer term. Um, and yeah, skill saw. I have a worm gear skill saw or circular saw that is just so heavy and monstrous. I've never used it. I've literally never used it. I got it pretty cheap at a just one of those flea markets, and And it was pretty cheap, I think, because nobody ever uses them. You'd you would need a pretty special reason. The thing is with that worm gear, I mean, it'll go through anything. You'll break the blade before it stops cutting. But I just don't have a need for something like that, and it's so much heavier than a regular circular saw. And of course, now I use my battery powered one. Let's see what else. Oh, I want to say July 5th is our meeting upcoming. This is kind of early for me to be bringing it up, but we have our very important topic to discuss, and I think everyone should know about by now. If you don't, reach out to me. I'd rather talk about it amongst us before we talk about it on the air, but I think everyone knows what it is, and it is the day after the 4th of July holiday, and I want a full meeting. So if we need to change the meeting date, let's change the meeting date. I really want to get this done, and I want a full meeting so we can get everyone's buy-in. Um, yeah, as for wearing a mask, when I was in Chicago, I worked a full day at the top of a grain silo, and my coworker was wearing a mask and I wasn't. And by the end of the day, I felt exhausted. I felt like I had just like run a marathon. And he said, "Yeah, it's because you didn't wear a mask. You can't breathe. You're not getting enough oxygen." So sure enough, the next day I wore a mask and I was just fine at the end of the day. So they do have their uses. Okay, back to net K9PQ.
K9PQ, thanks for that. Now let's go to see Richard, K7ITX. And get a quick ID here again. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net on the 08 machine. Let's see if we can pick up Richard, K7ITX. And no response on Richard. Let's try Wade, W7ITL in Tacoma.
All right. Well, I think everything's working good. I do keep having to restart the audio for getting DATV into 2 meters. It seems to be really problematic when the internet stations are trying to send their audio over the repeater. So that's something I'll have to keep investigating. Carlos I think he's got a lot of things going on with his family, so I haven't had a chance to really kind of debug some of the issues that we're having. But when he gets back, we'll definitely dive into that and get that figured out. Let's see. Yeah, Ron, I think I did see a text from you. I forgot to respond to you. I'll get back to you on the car thing. I don't think we need a car right now, but my son might need one. But we'll let you know. Let's see. Field day. Definitely looking forward to field day. And only one more working day, and then I'm taking Friday off, so I'm looking forward to that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It always is. It's up in Stillicum. I think it's called Western State, I think is the facility where we have it at. It's right across the street, I think, from it. It's kind of like the Stillicum / Lakewood Park, one of the sections of the park. Let's see what else. Jim, I don't know if you're still listening. Sorry that you're having video issues. Yeah, it definitely seems to come and go. I would think today would be a good day for you because I'm getting really good reception here in Tacoma. I'm showing a negative 43 dBm. That's usually a good sign that everything's working up there. So maybe you just have a little wind that's blowing some of the trees around near your house, so you're getting some signal loss. So keep on coming back. We'll definitely like to see you and hear you, or at least hear you. Let's see, anything else? Oh, Ron, I think you're talking about now I forgot. Oh, it's called a Saturn. I think it's the brand of car you were trying to remember. But they don't make those anymore. I think GMC made those. They just killed off the brand. It's kind of like how Toyota killed off the other brand that they had too. I forget the name of that brand, but yeah, brands come and go. I guess some of them at least. They had the Geo Metro in the '90s. Now it's gone. So yeah, that's about. I'm just rambling now. Nice seeing everybody. I'll turn it back to Net Control. This is W7ITL.
7ITL, thanks for that. Let's see if we can get Jim again in Covington in 7QO. And again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net on the '08 machine. Let's see if we can pick up Jim in 7QO in Covington. And no response on N7QO. Again, this is Dave, KD7ZYM. Let's pick up James, WU7N in Northeast Bellevue Land.
Well, Dave, I'm still here. Well, anyway, Wade, good luck on field day, and I hope the Meshtastic experiments go well, too. Interested in that still. And you know it's field day because I think it's supposed to start raining tomorrow. I don't know if the rain will be wrapped up by Friday or not, or what the outlook is into the weekend. But last time I looked at the weather, there was at least a chance of rain going into the weekend. So hope it's not too wet and icky for people out in the tents. I've got a couple of tents here I need to unfurl and see if they will at least, if I've got all the parts necessary to make it change it from being a tarp into a tent. One was given to me, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't have the poles for it. I don't know how difficult it would be to find the poles to give it its internal structure, or whether it's a Goodwill item. Anybody has any thoughts on that, let me know. Let's see, other exciting things going on. Well, I saw a whole bunch of baby rabbits today, so I guess our bobcats and coyotes maybe have hunted this area out. They're hunting in another area right now, which has given the rabbits a chance to come back. But saw several tiny ones out there today, so no doubt there will be food for tomorrow for the predators. Let's see. Other than that, I got some great pictures of a barn owl from a relative of mine. I hear them all the time in my green belt, but I haven't seen them in years. I can't say I've never seen one, but because I don't know, over a decade ago, one landed on my railing to my deck and was looking for things trying to run from the green belt into my house. My neighbor took a flash picture of it, and it didn't seem to be the least bit perturbed about that at all. It just kept on hunting. So they're pretty urbanized. They must be used to having people take pictures of them. That must be a normal event. And their eyesight must recover pretty quickly from the flash as well. Well, let's see. This is James, WAU7N at 38 minutes after the hour. I think I'll go ahead and turn it back to our net control for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. Dave, take it away.
WU7N, thanks for that. This is Dave, KD7ZYM. Speaking of rabbits, I've got this little white cottontail rabbit in my front yard that loves to lay in the flower bed in the sun, especially the dirt part, not the lawn, but the dirt, and stretch out and sun himself. So I found that kind of intriguing, since I can sit on a chair on the front porch and kind of watch him and he just lolls there, stretched out, enjoying the sunshine. But as far as field day goes, oh my gosh, I heard a report today from Hawaii that HF was tone dead due to sunspots. There was quite a mass ejection apparently 2 days know if that's going to affect field day here in the U.S. or not. But anyway, it's supposed to be a good northern light exposure in this area tonight. So anyway, look for that. This is Dave, KD7ZYM. So I'm going to pass it back up to Ron, KD7QKU.
Okay, it's Ron again, KD7QKU. Well, I'm sorry I don't have much more. Yes, the car was a Saturn. Thanks, Wade, for that. Couldn't remember what it was. I knew it had been a model of a car that had been discontinued. Yeah, he bought it brand new in 2001. So it's a stick shift, so not a lot of the young people can drive stick shift, so he might have a little trouble finding someone to buy it. But anyway, so I don't have much more. I just tired tonight, so I'm just going to turn it back and listen out. KD7QKU.
Thanks for that. And if Lee is still with us, N7KC in Port Angeles.
Lee called it a night.
With that, this is Dave, KD7ZYM. Well, let's pick up Bob, K9PQ in Bothelland.
My headphones before my voice came back in my ear. You know, I may be slow, but I do learn eventually. Yeah, and I'm going to have to reposition the text. I like that I can add text like this, and as you can see, it didn't take long. I did it basically between transmissions. I really like this OBS. You can modify things, and then it will stay. And when you come back to it, it will have the modifications. It's pretty easy to do. I also don't have a whole lot to add, and I'm also kind of tired. I I can't think of anything actually even to comment on, but it's just good to see everybody, and it's too bad that people on 2 meters. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. I was going to say it's too bad that people on 2 meters can't hear me, but what I will be doing is sending out an email tonight about the meeting, and I'll be asking for responses. So again, I really want to have a full meeting, as full as we can, so we can get everybody's input about this one issue. And if we need to move it to another weekend because it's the 4th of July weekend, that's fine with me. I have no problem with that. So, okay, I'll be sending out an email, and I will send it back to you, Dave, K9PQ.
K9PQ, thanks for that. Wade, W7ITL in Tacoma.
All right. Well, looks like audio is not working. Can you guys hear me? Oh, I think I know what's wrong. I can hear myself in the repeater, but not the 2-meter repeater. So let's see if that does it. Did something. Okay. All right. Well, I am as well out of things to talk about tonight. So if nobody else has anything more to say, unless so, I'll say 73. We're probably much out of things to talk about tonight, unless somebody else wants to talk for a little bit. All right, I'll turn it back to Dave, Net Control. This is W7ITL.
W7ITL, thanks for that. Let's go to James, WU7N, Northeast Bellevue land.
Dave, thank you very much. And for anyone else watching on the low latency stream, that did lock up for a minute. I had to reload it on my Windows 7 machine, but there's so many variables there, maybe that's just a problem here.
And Wade, I didn't get most. I couldn't hear you on 2 meters, but then I just at the end of your transmission, then I started to. I started to hear you on 2 meters too. So whatever you did, it worked. Well, anyway, thank you very much for everyone's participation tonight. Bob, thank you again for the pictures from North Carolina a decade ago. That's always kind of fun to look at those trips. It seemed like they happened yesterday. When you realize it's been 10 years, it's gone. And I'll be looking for your email, Bob, and I will respond to that. I don't see any problem. I'll have to check my calendar, but I don't think I'll have any problem making a July 5th meeting. Hope everyone else can make that day too, but I'm with you. If we have a significant number of people that can't, let's change the date and pick a date we all can make, or at least most of us can make. Once again, for all those people out there who are doing field day, good luck on field day. And I'll be listening. Don't know if I can get a wire thrown out the window to respond or not, but I don't think I'll be sending any scores in this year. So this is James, WU7N in Northeast Bellevue. Thank you all very much for participating in the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. Anybody out there listening, this net happens at 8 p.m. Pacific time on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And we do have an avenue for people who don't have the equipment to receive the 1.2 gigahertz digital TV signal. You can receive it via the internet and see what we're talking about. And we welcome all visitors either to check in or check out or to participate. Just let Dave, our net control, know which it is. So Dave, back to you. This is WU7N.
U7N, thanks for that. This is Dave, KD7CYM. And for Bob, I vote yes. You got one vote yes. So with that, I'm going to send it back up to Ron, KD7QKU, for a final. Again for Ron, KD7QKU.
I guess maybe Dave turned it over to me. I have trouble hearing him. Dave turned it over to me. I can't hardly hear him. I'm like Lee. Anyway, 73s, guys, and yeah, I think I would be available on the 5th, as far as I know. I have to check with Joanne, but I'm not going out of town. All right, good night, everybody. KD7QKU.
KD7QKU, and we do have time for one little bit from Bob, K9PQ.
Great to see everybody, and I'm glad I got to share these pictures. And everyone, have a good time at Field Day. I won't be going, but I hope you all enjoy. K9PQ 73. Back to you, Dave.
Thanks for that, Bob. This is Dave, KD7CYM. So we'll sign off the net a little early this evening. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net, broadcasting in digital amateur television and on 2 meters on the '08 machine. We'd like to thank the SeaTac Repeater Association for letting us use WW7STR's repeater 14708 with a tone of 103.5 for our voice transmissions. So on behalf of the Western Washington Amateur Television Society, this is Dave, KD7CYM, signing off.